Juan Doses. This is Juan Doses, and welcome to another episode of Scumbags. Today we're talking about the bright American future and what we think, who we think runs the show, and what's really going on behind the scenes with the vaccine. I'm here with a gentleman who seems to have his shit together with regards to the vaccine. Knows some interesting things about it. So tell me, what's your take on the vaccines?
I think the vaccines is nothing but a death sentence.
It's a death sentence?
Death sentence. You take the vaccine, you're going to die.
Yeah. And how did you come to find that out?
Well, I don't believe in coronavirus anyway. I think it was all influenza A and B. And they're paying too much money for people the hospitals to say that people died of coronavirus. They've just pushed it too hard on people.
How much did you say the hospitals are getting for death?
Well, they get something like $30,000 for each death that they could say was coronavirus. So there's big money for hospitals to say that somebody died of coronavirus. And if coronavirus was coronavirus, where's all the people that get the flu every year, pneumonia? Where happened to those people? This year there was no flu. It was all coronavirus. It just don't make sense to me.
So what was like the biggest red flag for you?
Just the fact that Bill Gates stopped Microsoft and went into vaccines prior to this. And the fact that they want to kill off, billions of people because they think the world's too overpopulated. It's a population control. More people died of the vaccine than of coronavirus.
Do you have any friends, or do you know of anybody that's had effects or died of it, the vaccine or whatever?
Not personally.
No. But
everybody I know, I tell them not to take the vaccine.
Fascinating. It's just interesting because this is like getting so big that it's just out in the common sphere. This is like just pretty much. This isn't just a conspiracy theorist. This is an everyday man right here. This is like we're common people, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
No-brainer.
Take the vaccine and you're going to die. There's no proven facts that say that it's even good for you. And why are you taking a vaccine for something that don't even exist? It's just incredibly stupid. And all these people first of all, it was just a test to see how many people will go along with the masses. If they said do 10 butt naked booty scoots on Wednesday morning, a lot of people would do that. You know what I mean? It's all just a bunch of bullshit as far as I'm concerned.
And what do your friends think about it?
All my friends, we're all about the same. We all just don't agree with it. We don't buy into this coronavirus bullshit, and I think it's just the government and big money trying to rule, trying to lower the population. They're tired of paying for the lower class people. The 1%ers want to just lower the population of the planet. That's where it comes down to.
Wow. Now, what do you think so far is like the strangest thing you've ever seen so far lately?
Just the fact that more people died of the vaccine than of coronavirus. That's to be a big red flag there.
Just a little off the beaten path. You're saying a little something about spirits that you've seen earlier.
Well, I've seen spirits all my life.
Yeah.
I guess I don't see it as a curse. I see it as more as a blessing. Anytime you have a spiritual gift, you should always use it to better, society or mankind. And I've always used it. I see spirits. I don't hear them, and I see people tormented by them. I try to help out whenever I can and give them an understanding of the spiritual warfare that they're up against.
Spiritual warfare?
Yes.
What do they look like?
There's dark shadows. I can't hear them, but I know that they surround people sometimes and try to get them all discombobulated. They think they're crazy. They hear voices, but it's just the negative entities that are trying to throw them into confusion, commit suicide, end their lives, telling them they're no good, they're not worthy.
Do you see any negative entities around here?
No, not around here. No, they're usually more. There's more people. The masses.
Is there anywhere they like to hang out, or?
Well, I know I see a lot of them around Altoyon Park, National City, where I used to work out there at night, and they used to come and watch me work out. I've seen a lot of them there.
Have you seen aliens before?
Yes.
What's your take on them?
Well, I believe that they're always been here, and I believe that the government lets them practice and study us whenever they want, for trade, for technology. It's been that way forever.
Fascinating. So do you think the government or the people who are the elites are just kind of selling us out?
Always have been. If you got money, you're somebody. If you don't got money, then you're just another victim.
I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate your time, sir.
Anytime.
So, overall, like, is there any recommendation or anything you'd like to just say to people in general?
In general, I'd like to say don't take the vaccine. It's a death sentence. Do the research yourself. You'll find out that, it's not safe. And it has really nothing to do with this so-called COVID. What it is they're marking people that take it so that they can see the people who haven't taken it. And they're going to try to draw martial law. They're going to try to round up the people that haven't took the vaccine, because the whole thing is about killing off a lot of people. And the people that aren't taking the vaccine aren't going to die. So therefore, those are the rebel people. Those are the people that are not going along with the masses. They're not, following what the government says to do. So we're considered rebels. You know what I mean? And so they're going to want to corral all the rebels, you know what I'm saying? When they start putting people in FEMA camps. If you look into it, they got a lot of coffins made that'll, put 5 people in one coffin. Why would they make that? You know what I mean? Why do they have those in fields, stockpiled? Because they plan on killing a bunch of people.
Now, have you seen anything personally that scares you or is concerning to you?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of military vehicles on a train headed to somewhere, but they were coming right through San Diego, and I counted 96 trailers with military vehicles, tanks, and somewhat guns, artillery, just going somewhere like we were headed for war. That I think they're going to use, and they practice martial law. They practice using weapons against United States citizens, and they're getting ready to do some nasty stuff to us.
So that scares the shit out of me, because I have a hard time not taking anything you say seriously. It really just scares the shit out of me. But I don't know what to do about it.
No, I think people ought to. They've been getting ready for this for years. You know what I mean? By all these fake shootings and stuff like that to, you know, take away weapons from, you know, people. Guns don't kill people. People kill people, and bullets kill people. You know what I mean? And they've been getting ready to take all our weapons away, and take all our rights away to bear arms, because they don't want us to have weapons when they bring them up against us. You know, people need to wake up, see what's really going on.
So, I mean, you don't look like a quote unquote conspiracy theorist. I mean, you don't strike me as a cute-tard or.
No, I don't go by conspiracies. I just go by the facts. You can research the facts on the internet, and it'll tell you. You know what I mean? It's a sick world. You know what I mean? And the fact that you could just see this stuff on the internet, why don't more people look into it and see what's going on with society? It's a shame. You know what I mean? If people just went along and redid their own research, they would know that half the shit that people are told to do is unnecessary. You know, I mean, this mask thing really pisses me off, because, you know, and then look at it this way: if it was really a pandemic, a health thing, they would have more wash stations, they would have more bathrooms available. What they did, they closed down all public bathrooms, they closed down all parks bathrooms. They made it to where you couldn't wash your hands. You know what I mean? If it was a health thing, there would be more places to wash your hands. There would be extra bathrooms and stuff. And as I see it, there's nothing like that. I mean, it has nothing to do with health. It's all to see if they can control people. There's a control thing. It's a test.
The whole mask thing to me is just really bizarre. It seems more like a kink or a fetish.
You know, the social distancing, you know, to stop church gatherings, you know what I mean? So people can't discuss what's going on and why, to put kids out of school. I mean, that's got to be, you know what I mean? The effects of what they've done to us, it's a trickling effect, and we haven't seen the worst of it yet.
Well said. And again, this is just word on the street. This isn't. You don't have to go far to find this.
Well, if you look at the facts, the billionaires in this world have almost tripled their billions since the pandemic started. You know, that's got to say something in itself. You know what I mean? Who profits from turmoil? You know what I mean? Where's the money going? And why? Why was this thing created, which I don't believe in? You know, it's just sick when you think of it. 40 million people applied for unemployment, yet the billionaires in this country have tripled their billions. They have trillions of dollars put away. They made off this pandemic. You know, it's crazy.
So you're saying how Bezos is fucking.
Bezos made. If you add up all the billions of dollars that the billionaires have made, they've all like doubled and tripled their billions just since the pandemic started. What does that mean? What does that say? Well, they put small business out of work. Amazon himself, you see everywhere Amazon brand new vans. You know, they made a killing off this. They said social distancing, don't talk about it. You know, stay home, mandatory stay home. Well, how are you going to shop? You know, what are you going to do? You got to go to Amazon. Well, isn't that a fucking monopoly in itself?
That's a coincidence, huh?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't even think about it like that.
People got to eat. People got to shop.
Well, that's why I'm really glad I talked to you, because I talk to as many people as I can, and the more points of view you get on it, the more complete the picture. I mean, never underestimate anybody. Everybody has a small piece of the puzzle. This gentleman here, he's got his heads. It's just kind of blowing my mind how much you know. And what was it, a Business Insider you're reading?
No, I just looked on the internet. I woke up this morning and I said, man, you know, this is just terrible what's happening to this world. You know, the people, you know, unemployment and all this, you know what I mean? You know, and I wanted to know, you know, well, who's profiting off this? And, you know, it's only 1% of the people have that kind of money to, you know, make it through this pandemic thing. And isn't it ironic that the 1%ers have actually tripled, doubled, and some of them have tripled the amount of billions they have? I mean, that's an evil thing to think of. You know, my view in it is we should get all these billionaires that made triple their billions during the pandemic and killed millions of people during it. The people that are alive still should get them to get their profits. Or I'm not saying get into where they had before this pandemic, but get the money that they made during the pandemic and split it amongst the living. We could all be millionaires.
Well, quite frankly, I think some of these people should be swinging in the streets, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, you know, hang them high. That's what I say.
Yeah.
If you were involved in any kind of evil doings that killed people and you made money off it, come on, that's a no-brainer there.
And piñata, huh?
Yep.
That's just my opinion. I'm not an advocate of violence. We're just talking hypothetical opinions. It's not like they're treating us any better.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to show faces and name names because this is a very common sentiment. And
my main thing on this is just whoever you are, if anybody's listening to this, please don't take the vaccine. It's a killer.
I really appreciate you saying that. The way you say it is, it really strikes me hard. You know, it makes me think, and I appreciate your candor and your plain language, and I appreciate the fact that you did your own homework, and it's refreshing to meet somebody who thinks for himself. So I run into so many people who are just fucking brainwashed, and they just want to. They act like it's their Lorata Crusade, you know, to push me into it, and you know, it's like, well, if that shit works, then wear your fucking mask and take your vax and shut the fuck up, you know, and let me fucking lead me to my fate if your shit works. But yeah, why are you so concerned about me and what I do?
Yeah, when you see them trying to put people in FEMA camps because they didn't take the vaccine, you know that it's time to, you know, bear arms, man, and fight this thing, you know what I mean? It ain't that fucking crucial of an ordeal, you know what I mean? For one, it was man-made, so are the vaccines. If it was man-made to kill you, then what makes you think the vaccine's gonna cure you? That's a no-brainer. The same people that made the fucking vaccine, the virus, are making the vaccine. What a joke.
Wow. That's mind-boggling. It's just, I just run into so many different people who are from so many different walks of life. So it's not like there's one race of people who believe this. There's black people who believe this. There's brown people who believe this. There's yellow. There's white people who believe this. There's all kinds of different people who pretty much say this sort of thing in their same way. So don't think there's just don't think there's one face behind. Don't think there's just one face. there's many faces. There's many people who are questioning. So those of us who want to put a face on this, you don't think you're not going to. There's so many of us who don't think for a second that you got us all nailed. There's many different people from many different walks of life who are asking these questions. And again, I'm just really refreshed and just amazed that this gentleman here is brave enough to speak his mind. And for the purposes of brevity, I'll go ahead and end this clip shortly. Is there anything else you'd like to say, sir?
No, just like I said, be careful. Don't take the vaccine and don't make them push you into taking it. You know what I mean? It's not good for you. There's no medical. If you look at it, you'll see that a lot of the medical professions. You go into medical industry because you care about people. You want to save lives and stuff. Well, a lot of the doctors and nurses and stuff see what's going on. This is a total reversal of what they joined this career for. They're actually killing people, and they don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of them are stepping. There are a lot of nurses and doctors.
And I also spoke to someone who was in the military when they started vaccinating all our military, and this was a pretty good source of information. She told me that the military was in line on the news, supposedly taking the vaccine. That was a farce. They were taking placebo. They were taking saline. None of our military got the vaccine.
Holy shit, that is scary.
Well, if you think about it, if they're going to use the military against us, why would they kill them off?
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about it like that. See, I had my own suspicions because I think some people are getting the placebo, and those are the people saying, oh, see, I did just fine when I took my vaccine. And then there's others who, I talked to a lady at church, and she said that she actually knows of people who died from it. And I knew another guy who took the vaccine and then tested positive for COVID anyway. I know that guy personally. He took the vaccine, both the shots, and he tested positive. So what the fuck's that all about? But yeah, I mean, for just an off the cuff discussion, again, this is fantastic. I mean, I really appreciate your input. Thank you again.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. This is Juan Doses, and this concludes another episode of Scumbags. And adios.